Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. So glad you have joined me today to talk about letting go of comparison and embracing your authentic self. So let's kind of start by asking why we compare ourselves to others. It is actually very normal. It's a natural thing that our brain does. We need to know what to do, how to do it, how to stay part of the tribe. We didn't have the internet or books to to just tell us how to do things. It's it's that what we do now when we look at social media and stuff. We're kind of looking for those clues for how to remain socially acceptable, because back then, if you weren't part of the tribe, if you were cast out in some way, it was very likely that you would die. So our brains are wired to make sure that we are part of the tribe, and a lot of that is that comparison piece, right? Comparison is also part of growth. We see and emulate those around us that we perceive as solid in their position in the tribe, right? Same thing. It's a lot of it is just our brain trying to keep us safe, and that is stuck with us, and still can be used to identify areas in which we want to grow. The trouble is that instead of looking at someone else and saying, oh, that's an area I'd like to grow in. How did they do that? How do I do that? How do I, try to put that into me as to something that I want to do and how I want to be. Instead, we start to belittle ourselves, and also with that belittle others. The I can never be like that, or I can never get to that level. Those types of thoughts, or, oh, I'm so glad in that comparison, right? That I'm better in some way, or I have this already, or that I'm not like that person. Again, it's all a normal, natural part of wanting to be part of the tribe, in the tribe, and have a solid place in the tribe. So, like most things, comparison is not bad unless it's used against yourself or others. So that's the comparison we're wanting to let go of. So first, I want to remind you of your inherent worth, because a lot of times comparison will make us feel bad about ourselves, and make us feel like we are not worthy. You are worthy just because you're you, just because you're a human. All humans have the same worthiness. This week it reminds us that there have always been people who try to deny to certain groups that worthiness. But know that every person is worthy, no matter their race, their gender, their age, their job, or any of the other attribute of who they are. So when we start from that inherent worth and knowing no person is actually more worthy or less worthy, then we can start to understand all people are doing the best that they have with the experience they have had. So from this, we can then look at a comparison from an angle of admiring someone else and deciding if what they have, their behavior, their look, how they care for themselves, their abilities, or any other thing that you might admire about them, is something that we desire for our own lives, but in our own authentic way. Not exactly how they do it, but how do we want it for us? So kind of let's break through that limiting belief that you cannot emulate those characteristics, right? Because we want to emulate it in a way that's good and authentic for us, that feels good for us. And it's not ever going to be exactly like they do, but it can be something where you do want to emulate someone else. So first, let's identify that limiting belief. So maybe you'd like to be, say, more outgoing, like the person you're comparing yourself to, but believe that you're an introvert, right? Or you stick any comparison in here, right? That you would like to kind of, have that you have a belief about yourself that you want to let go of because it's something that you would like in your life. So ask yourself, what thoughts come up when you think about your self-worth, body image, whatever it is that comparison is, right? Write down those limiting beliefs. What is it? In this case, right, it was, I'm an introvert. So I can't be more outgoing. So awareness is key to understanding yourself, to working with your brain, and to be able to step into what you want. So after you first identify the limiting belief, next is to challenge that belief. So in that case of that an introvert, or as an introvert, I can't be more outgoing, then ask, is that belief true? And also kind of consider examples in which it is or isn't true, right? For example, there are many celebrities that confess that they're introverts, but they are also very outgoing, right? So you can see in other people's lives, or even in your own life, where that may be true or may not be true, right? So where, as an introvert, have I been outgoing? So kind of, I'm giving that as an example, but with whatever comparison you're having for yourself, right? And next, kind of ask, is the belief coming from that comparison or a societal pressure, right? Maybe you actually don't want to be more outgoing, but feel pressured to. So you're comparing yourself to someone and saying, I wish I was more outgoing. But then when you really think about it and think, oh, that's just a pressure I'm feeling, then you can decide, oh, I actually don't want to be more outgoing, right? I'm good as I am. I don't feel like doing it anymore or going beyond where I'm at. And sometimes that's a comfort thing, but it's also something where you get to decide. Remember, you have the power to choose which beliefs serve you and which you can let go of. And even that at some point they're serving you, and then you can let go of them at another point, and then you can bring them back and have them serve you again. It's your choice. It's your life. It's how you want to live. Okay, so first we had identify the belief. Next is challenge the belief. And third is to identify your inner critic. So what are you saying negatively about yourself based on this belief? That inner critic is very normal, right? We all have that inner voice that's telling us all kinds of things. and knowing that you have that is key to helping you with your mindset. So, think about, what is that inner critic, that inner voice saying about this belief, and write down those negative thoughts. So then you can choose to believe the negative thoughts or replace the self-criticism with self-compassion and kindness, right? So fourth is to then cultivate that self-compassion. So treat yourself as you would treat a dear friend or a best friend who is struggling, right? Replace that negative self-talk with loving and supporting words. So, if you would not, tell your best friend that that was dumb, or it's dumb to think you could be outgoing, right? How would you approach your best friend if they said that they wanted to be more outgoing? How would you support them? And practice that gratitude for yourself. Practice that you have incredible capabilities. Celebrate your unique journey. And next is to surround yourself with support. I talk about this a lot, right? Seek out communities and individuals who uplift and inspire you. Connect with fellow moms who understand your challenges and what you really want. Create an environment that encourages your self-love and acceptance. Because you, like I said, you're worthy and amazing just as you are. And if you want to change something or expand in some way, you want to have growth, then you get to. And that's where we are here for you to just embrace that authentic self. So just as you are right now, you're beautiful, unique, you have strengths and qualities that no one else has because you have had different experiences. Embrace what you think are your imperfections because that's what makes you human. So kind of let go of that need to compare yourself to others and then beat up yourself. But instead, focus on nurturing that growth and happiness from those comparisons. Because if that comparison prompts you to make a change, then go do it. If it's something where you're like, oh, I'm just pressured to do this and I really don't want to, then you get to choose not to. If something you admire about someone else, and I'm glad that other people in the world possess that trait, you can have gratitude for that. That doesn't mean you need to change to be like that. So either way, choose who you want to be and know that if you make changes and they don't fit with who you are authentically, then you can allow yourself to go, actually, I don't want to make those changes and let go of it. So be authentically you. Be comfortable in yourself. And I know that's a process, right? It's easy to say to be comfortable as you are, but the more you kind of work on your thoughts and work on, why you're, talking negatively to yourself about a comparison, right? The more you start to understand who you really are and be authentically you. So take a deep breath and internalize this message. You are enough just as you are. By breaking through limiting beliefs and overcoming that criticism, that negative self-talk, you start to create that space for your authentic self now and into your future. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion on letting go of comparison and embracing you. So comment below or email if you have any questions. If you are needing some help on this, then comment and let me know. I can give you a link. We can have a discussion, see if you might be a right fit for coaching with me. And, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.